Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nian Husna. I'm from Language Testing and Assessment class. So, here I will explain about assessing speaking and continuous explanation of my friend before. We can see in mind mapping, I just explained two parts of assessing speaking that are past test and designing assessment test, intensive speaking. About past test, the past elicits computer-assisted oral production over a telephone. Past test is the task of speaking on an exam, repetition of sentences from 8 to 12 words, occupies an important role. Test takers read aloud, repeat tenses, say words, and answer questions. With a downloadable test sheet as a reference, test takers are directed to telephone a designated number and listen for direction. There are 5 sections in the task of past test. Part A. Test takers read aloud selected sentences from among those printed on the test sheet, like example number 1 through number 4 in Part A. The teacher choose number 2 for student to read. Then student will read number 2. Part B. Test takers repeat sentences dictated over the phone. Part C. Test takers answer questions with a single word or a short phrase of 2 or 3 words. From the example questions, would you get weather from a bottle or a newspapers? Then, student will answer the question with short phrase, yes, I would. Part D. Test takers hear 3 word groups in random order and must link them in a correct ordered sentence. In the example, we're reading / my mother / a magazine. Then the student will answer, my mother were reading a magazine. Part E. Test takers have 30 seconds to talk about their opinion about some topic. There is dictated over the phone. Topics center on family, preferences, and choices. Scores for the past test are calculated by assessing pronunciation, reading fluency, repetition accuracy, fluency repetition, and listening vocabulary. Next, part about assigning assessment task, intensive speaking. At the intensive level, test takers are prompted to produce short stretches of discourse or no more than a sentence, through which they demonstrate linguistic ability at a specific level of language. Many tasks are cued tasks in that they lead the test takers into a narrow band of possibilities. Synonyms such as high and low, happy and sad are asked so that the automatic assessment mechanism anticipates only one word. In designing assessment tasks, intensive speaking, it is divided into 2 groups, namely directed response task and read aloud task. In the first directed response task, in this type of task, the test administrator elicits get the test takers to produce a particular grammatical form or a transformation of a sentence. Students do require minimal processing of meaning in order to produce the correct grammatical output. Dengan directed response task, ini dapat bertujuan untuk pemrosesan makna, menghasilkan tata bahasa yang benar dari siswa. Menurut saya dengan menggunakan directed response task ini, guru juga dapat mengoreksi langsung kesalahan grammatical oleh siswa. Next, read aloud task. What is read aloud task? A read aloud task is teacher listen to a recording and evaluate the students in a series of phonological factors and fluency that are vowels, diphthongs, consonants, consonant groups, stress, and intonation. Intensive reading aloud tasks include reading beyond the sentence level up to a paragraph or two. This technique is easily administered by selecting a passage that incorporates task specs, and by recording the test taker's output, the scoring is relatively easy. Because all of the test takers' oral production is controlled. Because of the results of research on the past task, reading aloud might actually be a surprisingly strong indicator of overall oral production ability. Students read around 120 to 130 words with rating scales for pronunciation. The scoring scale for this passage provided a 4-point scale for pronunciation and for fluency. As shown in this box, pronunciation 0.0 to 0.4 frequent phonemic errors and forage stress and intonation patterns that cause the speaker to be unintelligibility. 0.5 to 1.4 frequent phonemic errors and forage stress and intonation patterns that cause the speaker to be occasionally unintelligible. 1.5 to 2.4 some consistent phonemic errors and forage stress and intonation patterns, but the speaker is intelligible. 2.5 to 3.0 occasional non-native pronunciation errors, but the speaker is always intelligible. And fluence 0.0 to 0.4 speech is so halting and fragmentary or has such a non-native flow that intelligibility is virtually impossible. 0.5 to 1.4 numerous non-native pauses and are a non-native flow that interferes with intelligibility. 1.5 to 2.4 some non-native pauses but with a more nearly native flow so that the pauses do not interfere with intelligibility. 2.5 to 3.0 speeches smooth and expressless, closely approximating that of a native speaker. There are several drawbacks to using this technique for assessing oral production. Reading aloud is somewhat inauthentic in what we seldom read anything aloud to someone else in the real world. With the exception of a parent reading to a child, occasionally sharing a written story with someone, for giving a script or a presentation, Also, reading a lot calls on certain specialized oral abilities that might not indicate one's pragmatic ability to communicate orally in face-to-face context. Okay, well, I think this enough for my explanation. Thanks for very much for watching this video. Final, I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.